Hello indie game lovers, nerds and nerdettes, my name is Feniks and this is Indie Game News. Today we're looking at base building and survival genre. Don't forget to check video description for additional information. Time for the updates of already released games. Scrap Mechanic version 0.3.1 is available. We'll see quite a few features added to the game. Here are some of them. Developer added big and small explosive canisters that will obviously allow you to blow things up in spectacular ways. With that, we'll see added material damage levels. We'll see some changes to particle effects. Now you will see colored particles when destroying color blocks, as well as the ground particles changing color depending on the material. We'll see some improvements to blueprints. Now interactable parts save their data when exported to blueprint. Players will get more details from error when the blueprint fails to load. As you can see, there is some good updates there, however I feel development is a bit slow paced to compare to other similar titles. Nonetheless, despite my personal opinion, the game is still sat at 83% positive review score on Steam, out of over 14,000 reviews submitted. Rise to Ruin, the world update, has now been released. We'll see addition of the chest and the god experience. Now you gain the reward chest for every 5 days of gameplay on the region. Chests have random perks in them that will benefit your colony. In order to open a chest, you need to spend your god experience. This is earned by playing the game and managing your village well. Perks are persistent between the games, so earning some perks in game 1 will make your game 2 that much easier. But fear not, you have an option of creating new profile and starting from scratch. The corruption has been completely rewritten. The corruption spawn and spread rates are now based on the global world day, not the individual regions day. A new corruption threat bar has now been added to the world map view. The higher the bar feels, the more dangerous the entire world is. Completing some goals and migrating to new region reduces the corruption worldwide. We'll see addition of new migration system. You can now send units to a new area or a nearby village. You now will only get free villagers and resources on your first region. After that, you must send migrants to connect with regions to establish them. When starting new connecting regions, you will get up to 25 migrants as soon as you place the camp. After that, you will get anywhere between 10 to 15 a day, until all incoming migrants have been completely exhausted. During this time, you can still receive nomads as usual. We'll see many more improvements and new systems added to the game. This patch is a huge step towards eventually leaving early access. The game has been first released on the early access in October 2014. It has so far gathered 92% positive review score on Steam, out of over 16,000 reviews submitted. Astroneer has released new crafting update this September, revamping the way resources work in the game, and will give players more incentive to move to different planets, as now you need to explore more in order to craft each item in the game. Now there is few stages to your production. You need to gather your resources initially with your hand tool. Initially from your local area, slowly venturing further into the world. The next step is to smelt and refine your resources and use them to create the better tools. You can then use those advanced tools to extract more materials from the soil on the bigger industrial scale. Finally, you combine resources together to create more advanced products. A part of this, a bit more complex system will see several new recipes and resources added to the game. Players will notice that the catalog has received a visual redesign as per players' request. As always, there are many more bug fixes and optimizations. Astroneer pulled it together since its hard time last year and climbed back to a very nice 86% positive review score on Steam out of over 23,000 reviews submitted. I haven't noticed any notable releases last month, but if I have missed anything, please let me know in the comments down below. With that, let's move to upcoming releases. Atomic Society release is postponed to early October due to some bugs being found in the recent build. Currently the game is available via developer's website. In Atomic Society you build and rule your own post-apocalyptic society. Decide on the laws and morals of the survivors, overcome challenges and threats of the wasteland. The game premise is very similar to the one you may know from the Frostpunk. Developers put much focus on society building and shaping, rather than just on running your own colony. You will have ability to deal with the crime your citizens will commit, and with a wide range of social issues as you play the game. It will be up to you to create the laws and the rules for breaking them, so your citizens know where the society is going. You will be able to shape the beliefs of your society, either by education, exile or violence. You will deal with such social issues as abortion, murder, vegetarianism, drug use, cannabis and many more. While developers are fighting bugs, some new features will be added to the October release. New addition of the belief system, including competing religions and conversions, etc. Citizens can now have children, and some may want to abort unwanted pregnancy. We'll see addition of homosexuality and transgender social issues. Finally, developers optimized the games enough to feel that the population cap can be increased to 350 survivors. The Colonists is set to release this October. I will be honest with you guys, I am torn when it comes to covering this game. Developer was meant to release it almost a year ago, then disappeared for several months, just to emerge recently. The game looks absolutely amazing and I love graphic style and the concept behind it, but the developer's inconsistency and the bare bones state of the Steam page leaves me concerned. I will leave the decision up to you, and I will personally wait for some reviews before you buy. Anyway, The Colonists is a settlement building game inspired by the classic titles like the Settlers and the Anno series. You take control of the team of self-replicating robots who have escaped the Earth or are searching the galaxy for a new home where they can fulfill their dream to be a human. You will advance through the 3 different ages as you build infrastructure for your colony by constructing roads, boats and trains, transportation system. You will harvest natural resources, set up farming and food production, create the expedition to discover new lands and research new technologies. With 2 separate mission tracks, The Colonists lets you either to create a sprawling settlement in the peace or race to compete against the AI colonies in the military winner-takes-all scenarios. Factory Town finally has the Steam page. Factory Town is a city builder in which you build, expand, automate, optimize your own fantasy village in the wilderness using marbles run chutes, roywells, running water, magic currents and conveyor belts. Developers promise tons of optimization tools at your disposals. Roads, wagons, minecrafts, roywells, marble run chutes, conveyor belts and other magical and physical contraptions. A 3D terrain will make it a challenge to deliver your resources from the high in the mountains down to your production centers. The game promises a powerful word generation tool to create and share your own maps and crafting recipes. The game will allow you to build the complex logical systems with the gates, triggers and filters to make sure resources get to the right destination. You will need to manage supply chains to keep your production supplied with food, clothing, medicine and other important goods. The game allows you to control your minions directly with the use of click and drag actions to directly issue behavior commands to workers, telling them what items to pick or where to deliver them. Forager is set to release this fall. Forager is a 2D open world game inspired by exploration, farming and crafting games such as Stardew Valley, Terraria and Zelda. Forager originally was made for a jam, in which the game won a 2nd place. Over 100,000 players tried and loved the prototype. Your job in the game is to explore, craft, gather and manage resources. You will find the secrets and build your base out of nothing. Buy the land to explore and expand. Here is some of the cool features. The players will have access to new lands and biomes, desert, graveyards, snowy mountains, volcanoes and more. You will use new combat mechanics that have been added. It includes dungeons, bosses, raids, nighttime invasions, etc. We'll see several quickly companions to trade and talk with. Of course, as already mentioned, farming mechanics, including caring for animals and harvesting all sorts of crops and herbs. Cool aspects of the game is their ecology mechanics. You will play as a professional secret finder, as you raid ruins, dig for artifacts and display your findings in your own museum. The game features Alkanian rooms inscriptions mechanics, allowing you to go all in on the crazy wizard fantasy, destroying big masses of resources with a single bomb, for creating the trees out of nothing with a powerful spellbook. Finally, 16 new skills to learn and master in a free-form upgrade system that allows you to customize your experience as you see fit. This brings the numbers of skill of up to 64 total, each unlocking new items, structures and gameplay mechanics. Okay guys, that's it in this month's indie game news. If you know of any other games that should be featured in the next month update or you release the game yourself, please contact me at write2feniks@gmail.com or tweet to me at Feniks_gaming. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe for more. Nerds and nerdettes, my name is Feniks and it was a pleasure to have you here. Take care.